Chaos and anger in Kagiso on the west rand of Gauteng. What began as an effort to shut down disused mine shafts quickly turned violent. At one point, residents stripped a group of men naked and assaulted them. They believe the men to be illegal miners. Shacks believed to be housing zamas and foreign nationals have also been targeted. I'm joined now by eNCA's Nqobile Madlala and Manqoba Mchunu. Thank you very much for joining us. Manqoba, I want to start with you. You've been with the community. We've seen very intense scenes of destruction of property, but we've also seen a calmer energy coming in towards evening. Talk to us about what is expected in Kagiso overnight.
Well, Sari, according to the community leaders, they have called for this particular protest to come to an end. In fact, just a short while ago, there was a meeting that was held by one of the street ward committee members pleading with some of these protesters to stop their action. They're saying that there has been elements of criminality that have kind of marred this shutdown that we saw here today. Of course, we saw several houses being destroyed, we saw houses being torched, and we saw some of those illegal miners also being apprehended by community members. So they're saying that initially the plan was that this was going to be a peaceful strike, but of course they're saying that they have seen elements of criminality taking shape in this particular protest. So they've essentially pleaded with community members to stop the action. They've asked them now to disperse to their homes, and they are hoping that community members are now going to disperse because they say that they've handed over the memorandum to the police as far as some of their concerns have been raised to the police. But I can tell you, Sally, that even now we can still see pockets of community members here on the streets. Of course, they're saying that they're still going to remain here just to keep an eye on what is going to happen here on the streets. But the protesters are saying that up until these issues of criminalities are addressed in their communities, they're not going to stop with the protest. They have agreed, however, Sally, that for today they are going to wait for that process and to hear what exactly police will come up in terms of the plan of how they will deal with some of the issues here. So there's still quite a number of community members here on the streets, but the protest leaders, Sally, have come out. They are pleading with these community members not to continue with their action. And in fact, earlier on, we also heard from Sanko that was really calling out and pleading to community members not to actually loot any of the shops, the foreign-owned shops in this particular area, because this is now a concern going into the evening that there could be elements of looting, as we saw earlier on some of those shacks that were destroyed. We saw some of the properties being taken from those shacks, some of the corrugated iron being taken, and really the owners of those establishments didn't have a say in what was going on here. So there certainly has been elements of criminality as far as this protest is concerned, but these community members saying that they are going to give that process a chance. We understand that tomorrow there is also going to be a meeting that will take place between community members as well as the leaders of this particular march, where they're going to discuss what it is that's going to happen now in this particular area, because they've made it quite clear, Sally, that they are not happy with how the police have handled some of their complaints in this community, how they've handled some of the issues of crime in this community. They say that every time they reach out to police are not there to come and hear the cries of the community. Police here are non-responsive. They're complacent to the criminal elements that are happening in this community. So it does appear, Sally, that while there's been a call for calm and while there's been a call for this particular protest to come to an end, some community members are still out here on the streets, in fact, saying that they're still just going to hang around to see what is going to happen. Of course, we did see quite violent scenes earlier on where they went to the different houses, where they'd gone to those establishments house to house, trying to get some of those illegal miners out. They went as far as the mine shafts themselves, those illegal mine shafts, where they went inside. We saw also police being roped in, coming in and putting tear gas, Sally, if I remember well, as well as stun grenades, just to try and smoke out some of those illegal miners inside those particular mine shafts. And these community members also trying their best, their level best, to seal some of these, unused and illegal, shafts that have been opened here by Zama. So this is a community that says they are really fed up with issues of crime. Of course, they're saying that they're going to give the talks a chance for now, and they're hoping, of course, that they will get a response from the police as to how exactly they're going to handle the issues affecting the community going forward. But it does appear at this stage that the community members have agreed, Sally, that they're going to call things off for today and wait to hear what police are going to say in far as a plan is concerned.
All right. Thank you very much, Manqoba Mchunu. He's in the Phase 2 area around Kagiso. And I want to bring in Nqobile Madlala. Nqobile, you've been with the police much of the day. I'm sure you've heard what Manqoba is saying is the community feels failed by the police. They want a commitment. The police are not just going to be here while the cameras are here. This will be an ongoing operation. Tell us if there's been a response from the police on that, and if also you could tell us the latest on that death of one person and the arrest we've seen today.
Well, Sally, I'm going to bring in some of the community leaders to answer to that question. But what we have seen and what we have heard from the community is that they're very clear in saying that they want this to be eradicated from their community. And so they want the police to work together with them. So in terms of police presence, they're saying that it's long overdue and they want more police presence in the area. And this, of course, continues to be a concern for the community. But where we are standing, Sally, I want to show you behind me. This is the van that has about 5 people that's just been arrested just down the road from here, not far, in one of those illegal mining dumps. Now, we know that they are going to be transported to your nearest police station. But in the meantime, I want to bring in some of the community leaders that we have spoken to. So we started with you this morning, and you were telling us about the number of people that had been arrested and so on. Before we get to the arrest, I want you to tell me, as the community, at this time you have the police, do you feel safe that the police are here, and do you trust that they are going to be visible in the community?
Thank you very much. First and foremost, I would like to applaud and appreciate the police for the effort they took. As much as our local police station failed us, at least the provincial along the task team, they were able to come in. We went alongside with the police to actually raid the area they work in. So it was a good operation between the police and the community member in terms of arresting these people.
Do you trust that they're going to be in the community long after this has happened?
The only person I trust is God, but I believe in them, like they've promised. They will make it a point in terms of police visibility. It's here throughout the night. They've also identified other areas which they still need to go to, because remember, when we push them from here, they move to another area. So the whole aim is to push them until the borders.
All right. But now we've seen some of the arrests. How do you feel as the community, understanding that there are more people that have been arrested that might be somehow linked into being illegal miners?
To be quite frank and honest, the people that we have arrested, they are nothing to the number of the people who are available here. If a proper raid will be done, you will see we have more than 3,000 illegal immigrants here. And today we've arrested plus minus 20-something or 50-something. That is nothing. Hence we are saying we need police visibility so that the very same community will not be left victimized.
Do you feel that you could potentially be victimized by some of these illegal miners?
I know. It has happened before. Hence everyone now, it's been that thing of we are scared to even talk. But we know they will be coming back, like a video that was shared within our community group. Today, they were holding their guns up in the air, singing their slogans. That's an indication to say they are coming. Even when we are coming from these bushes, coming towards Mqandash Hostel, they were playing their own slogans, volume out. But the minute we arrive here with the police, they switch off that radio. That is a sign. They are indicating they are sending a subliminal messaging to say we are coming. And now the most important thing right now, at 6 o'clock, we are experiencing load shedding. So in the dark, that's where they operate the best.
So does that mean that the community scared them?
Yes. Even myself, I'm scared. I won't say I'm not scared, but I'm brave enough to tackle this. Hence we said, if this is a revolution we have to die for, so be it. But all of us, we are scared.
Now, what would you like to see happen now that, like you say, you are scared? What would you like to see the police doing now?
The only thing that we need the police to do is visibility. At the same time, as they were able to go with us to look for these people, they can continue working hand in hand with the community. Because we understand we don't want any loopholes. You know how money works in South Africa. So we don't want such things. So when we are with the police, we safeguard against such activities for them not to happen. Because these people, you see police vans coming in, taking chochos, transporting them with their own soil. So already that shows us that our police force, they are working hand in hand with them, especially the local ones. Hence we appreciate this task team that actually came, who are not from this area. And I love the spirit that they had to say we need to go in there and attack. But the ones we have here, I don't know if they went to training or it was envelope for them to become police.
All right, just lastly, as I close off briefly, please, what happens tomorrow?
Like I said, we as the community, we are up. We will not stop until this thing is done.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Well, Sally, very clearly put there by some of the leaders. They're saying that they are going to be out. They're saying that this is not done. And, of course, tomorrow they are going to be here. But that sense of fear, what will happen when load shedding hits, what will happen when the police do leave, you can feel that from the community leaders as they explain that even themselves, even though they are leaders, they are, in fact, scared.
Yeah, he made such important points, and thank you so much for bringing us that interview and for your reporting today, Nqobile Madlala, and in fact the entire team out in Kagiso, just bringing us the many layers of the story. It's certainly not a clear-cut case. It's been a day of anger and community action against suspected illegal miners in Kagiso. That's on the face of it. Let's